It all starts with just one thing. Glass jars can be reused to store food and spices, as a holder for combs and brushes in the bathroom, or as a container for plants and homemade candles, in addition to simply being recycled. Find tips and more at onethingus.com.
I'm Amy Lawrence, and I'm up late, always, after hours, hanging out with you on CBS Sports Radio. Check it out, 2 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Pacific.
Enjoy sun-drenched days, epic stays, and plenty of room to roam in Greater Fort Lauderdale. Our hotels, attractions, and restaurants have taken the Visit Lauderdale's Safe and Clean pledge, so you can relax and explore with confidence. When you're ready for that well-deserved staycation, our 23 miles of golden beaches await. Find wide-open spaces to hike, bike, kayak, and paddleboard. Visit your favorite attractions, then dine out in style in socially distanced dining rooms or al fresco on waterfront patios. Learn more at sunny.org.
Saturday mornings, 8:30 Eastern. Dixie Football Nation is back and better than ever. We've got Tony Agolini, Matt Carr, Tones Areola, Bobby and Angelo, along with Mac McGee this fall. Dixie Football Nation heads to the gridiron, talking ACC, SEC, the Big Ten, and all the big games throughout the college football land. That's Dixie Football Nation, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, Saturday mornings on the Armchair Quarterback Show's YouTube channel, going live. Or catch the instant replay.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Is that Shakespeare?
Nope, it's Geico.
Yeah, that's Shakespeare from one of his unpublished works. Oh, it be not for awakening. Nay, giveth thou the berries. For 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
No, it's from Geico, because they help save people money.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but Geico got it from Shakespeare.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
New Year's resolutions. We've all made them. Mine is the same every year. Eat healthier. The eat part usually works out fine. It's the healthier part I forget about. But not anymore, now that I've found the oh-so-chocolatey Built Bar. Built Bars are low-cal, low-sugar, high-protein, high-fiber. Great for keto. Lose or maintain weight while indulging in a yummy treat. At 130 calories, you'll feel like making a resolution every day. Try all 18 amazing flavors. Get yours at BuiltBar.com.
Make contact. A collective psychosis is sweeping the nation. We're in the thick of the haze craze, and Elysian is introducing an altered state of IPA. Contact Haze is a tangled chemistry of mild haze, low bitterness, and an explosion of hop aroma. This hazy IPA bursts with notes of bright raspberry, currant, citrus, guava, and passion fruit. Available in 6-pack cans in stores and in all Seattle Elysian locations. Make.
Hey everybody, it's Harry for the Armchair Quarterbacks. Get yourself a cold Budweiser every Saturday morning and join in the fun and watch the neighborhood play. 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. They talk about my Cubbies. It's Joey Areola, Christian Pledge. He's a White Sox fan, but we'll give him a pass. Hey, why do they call it White Sox? Their jerseys always look very dirty to me. Sounds like something that could be cancel culture to me. Let's look into that, Cubbies fans. It's the neighborhood play, only on the YouTube channel, Armchair Quarterback Show. Harry Carey, signing off. Seeing double, because I'm ordering triples. Go Cubbies and the Armchair Quarterbacks.
Take the scenic route in the new Hyundai Santa Fe. The family SUV with available H-Track all-wheel drive to help you travel way off the beaten path. Find new adventures together in the Hyundai Santa Fe.
Calling all baseball fans, Yankee fans, Red Sox fans, the Tampa Bay Rays. It's the Catbird seat. Monday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern, only on Armchair Quarterbacks Show's YouTube Live. We dive into the American League East, point of views of the fans. Teamus and the Red Sox, Angelo and his New York Yankees, and Florida's own Mac McGee's Tampa Bay Rays. It's the Catbird seat. Monday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern, only on Armchair Quarterbacks Show's YouTube Live.
me out to the ball game. Take me out with a crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's one,
Good morning.
2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old.
Welcome to the Catbird seat as we are starting August 23rd, Monday, with the bang as the Red Sox team. I can't even see you anymore, man. You're 7 games out of first place. How are you, sir?
It has not been our best week of the season.
It's been going on for several weeks at this point.
Yeah, I getting swept by the Yankees just it hurt my feelings. I'm not in a place spiritually where I think I can talk about it right now, but I'm going to do my very best to push through.
Yeah, it's a shame. Angelo, how the hell are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Man, I predicted a 6-2 week, and I got 7-0 week, so no complaints there.
I bet, man. And now you head to Hotlanta, GA. That should be a hell of a series.
Yeah.
I was confused, and I'll tell you why. We're going to get into Red Sox first, but I was confused about the pitching matchups that have flip-flopped in the last 24 hours. They've gone back and forth, and we'll get into that in a second. But it looks like Heaney is going to play in Atlanta, and it didn't look like they had put Luis Heel in there, and now it's back to it went from Heaney to Heel, now back to Heaney. So I guess it's going to be the lefty Montgomery today, and then Heaney tomorrow. At one point yesterday, Heel was being now whether or not that was a faux pas by ESPN and MLB, I don't know.
No.
I'm sorry. Do what?
They changed. Heel was supposed to pitch on Tuesday.
What happened? Because it looks like that they flip-flopped it again.
I'm thinking they want him to pitch against Oakland, bigger series with them chasing.
Okay. Because I thought they just didn't want 2 lefties going into Atlanta because Atlanta's hit lefties pretty well. And I was like, dang it, I really wanted to play against Heaney. And then I saw Heel, and I come back. I was like, all right, well, whatever. And now I see it's changed again because Saturday it was Heaney. Sunday it was Heel, and then Monday morning I wake up and it's Heaney again. I was like, I don't know what the hell's going on there.
Yeah, last night they made the announcement.
Okay, so that explains it. Well, Teamish, your Red Sox, they've seen better days, but it's not over. They're 7 games out of the division. I think that's probably over because to be able to leapfrog both the Yankees and Tampa to win the division, that's a tall tale or a tall task to ask.
Yeah.
But the division's right there. Right now, if the season ended today, y'all, Boston and Oakland would play a 1-game play-in to play the Yankees for the play-in game, which I don't think we've had that yet. I can't remember that happening.
A couple of years ago, I think when there was just the 1 wild card, there was a play-in, I believe.
Was there? Okay.
I'll check real quick.
I was trying to remember that. I was like, I don't recall the 1-game play-in to get to the wild card playing game, but it was bound to happen if you do this enough. But there's a lot of baseball to be played, so neither one of those teams are guaranteed a slot in the play-in to play in. But Boston this week, they are trying to lick their wounds a little bit. And I'm trying to pull up the schedule. They're at home against the Twins to start it off this week.
Right. Then we go to Cleveland and then Tampa for 4 games against Tampa.
But they do have a game today that they're having to make up because of the tropical storm Henry that came through. So they got to play today at 1, and then they play Minnesota.
And then we come into Cleveland. I'm actually going to the Cleveland game Saturday at 4.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So Chris Sale is set to pitch on Thursday. So who will you get to see on? You'll get to see Nathan Eovaldi. So not a bad second choice.
No.
and he's going to go up against Cal Quantrill. Anyone who missed that performance last night, he was dynamic. Of course, he was playing the Angels, but he was dynamic last night, Cal Quantrill. So going into your series with Minnesota, and you're going to play that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So you got a full 7-game week this week.
Yeah. We play 7, 9,
4 of them are at home, 3 of them are on the road.
Yeah, we don't have a day off until the 9th of September.
Okay. Is that because they're taking it off for my birthday? I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah.
But you got 3 at home against the Twins, 1 at home against Minnesota. I mean, Texas, and then 3 on the road at Cleveland. 3 teams that are pretty bad, and you're chasing down a wild card. You can no longer just keep your head above water, because not only is Oakland playing pretty good baseball, but Seattle is not dead either, and they're only 3.5 games back. Where do you see this week? Like, what is bare minimum? Is it 5-2? Is that bare minimum acceptable?
Yeah. I mean, we put ourselves in a position now. Have the wheels come off? No, but we've blown some lug nuts. That's for sure. And now 5-2 against these teams, we need 5-2 is bare minimum. 6-1 is probably bare minimum. Honestly, if I'm trying to hold out hope, but if we keep sliding, I mean, the Yankees forgot how to lose. When's the last time they lost a game? And the Rays are good.
The answer to that is 7:20 Eastern tonight.
Let's hope. Go Bravos. But yeah, we're in real trouble there. And I mean, again,
as a Braves fan as well, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm glad that game is in Atlanta and not in the Bronx, because I would not. It's hard enough to face that lineup, but I wouldn't want to have to face the softball DH thing too, because it's like you would never get a break in that lineup. So at least at some point, a pitcher's going to have to hit. But that's going to be a rough. I'll tell you what, I think George Montgomery is an unsung pitcher in Major League Baseball. The guy's 4-5. So you look at what the hell? He's got 3.77 ERA. He always seems to go around 6-7 innings. I think the Yankees are probably going to win at least one of those games in Atlanta. With the Red Sox, you've got Colby Albert going on the mound today versus Eovaldi. That's not going to be an easy game. Colby Albert was a kid that was in the Atlanta organization. They traded him. He's actually got some decent stuff. Now, his thing is he's very up and down. So if you run into him on a good day, you could see him go 6-7 innings, give up about 2 or 3 runs. If you get him on a bad day, you might blast him out the game by the 3rd inning. He's still a young kid that's trying to figure it out. But Nathan Eovaldi, look, you got to have Eovaldi, you got to have Sale, you got to have all those guys step up, because it's do or die now. You can't have a losing week this week. That's for sure.
No. I mean, we have to have a winning streak this week, or the hole in the boat is getting much, much larger. We can't just put a finger in the dam anymore. It's poop or get off the pot time.
What is the biggest issue you see with the Red Sox during this collapse? Is it pitching? Is it hitting? Is it bullpen? Is it starting pitching? What is it?
We can't put it all together at once. And if you are going to make a playoff run, you have to you can't just have, a good pitching day, but you don't score runs. You're not going to win a game. Or if the pitcher goes out and, walks the ballpark, which is exactly what we did against the Yankees. I mean, how many walks did we have in one game? It was insane. And you can't be giving major league teams extra outs. And so if the pitching is doing well, we're not hitting. If the we're not hitting, then the pitchers are giving up 7 runs. We've got to start putting some things together, and our bullpen cannot come in and walk the stadium anymore or anything like that. We got some real problems in Boston. We really do.
How many more games does Boston and the Yankees have?
3.
3.
Just 3. Okay.
September 24th through the 26th. And then we have 3 against Baltimore to end the season.
You might have missed your opportunity there because just 3 left. I mean, that's.
Yeah. I mean, we do have 7 against the Rays. So if we could pull a miracle out and, maybe sweep a series and then win the next series with the Rays, it's possible. Is it likely? No. The sand's running out of the hourglass on us. We hit a skid at a terrible time.
Yeah, but 4 of those games are in Tampa.
Yeah, not good.
I mean, I don't know if that's a good. I don't know if that's a good thing. You get 7 games with Tampa. That might be a bad thing.
It probably is. Honestly, I mean, Tampa
might be better off just focusing on the wild card, and just because
I think that's kind of what we're doing. I mean, and we're hanging on by a fingernail there.
And I'm looking at the schedule. I swear, every time I change a day, it looks like the Rays and the Yankees are taking turns playing the Baltimore Orioles.
It does feel that way, doesn't it? Yeah.
That's not good for you, Timus. I know you got to run to a doctor's appointment, sir. What is your walk off for the day?
All right, boys. Tomorrow night I will be doing the national anthem in uniform at the Toledo Mud Hen Stadium. So it's going to go on Facebook Live. So if you want to see me make a complete arse of myself, tune on in and be gentle with your comments.
Send that video to us, and we'll put it up on the YouTube channel.
Will do. All right. Have a good week, fellas. And D'Angelo, if you could maybe pull a hamstring or 2 on some of your boys, that would be very helpful. I appreciate it.
And while you're up there singing the national anthem, don't choke.
That's okay.
Don't forget words, man.
Yeah. Bring it. In uniform, forget the words of the national anthem. That does sound like me. Yeah.
And while you're singing the song, picture me in a tea bag.
In a what?
In a tea bag.
Oh, okay.
In a thong.
Well, I'm in bad shape over here.
That's how I get you psyched up, man. That's
yeah. It's not exactly win one for the Gipper, but it does have an effect nonetheless. All right, boys. Have a great week. I'll see you next week.
All right. All right. I can see it now. Halfway through that song, he's going to walk off the podium going, "Stupid Dave and his stupid jinxing me." All right, to the Yankees Braves series. It's a quick series. Huascar Ynoa, really good pitcher, young pitcher, was having a phenomenal year till the idiot broke his hand punching the bench back in May. He's come back. He's looked pretty good. He still looks a little rusty to me. I think the Yankees can get to him, to be honest with you. And this is the game you definitely want to win, because tomorrow night, if this stands as it is, Heaney versus Morton, you got to give the edge to the Braves and Morton, right?
Right. I mean, you're looking at the series, and these are the 2 hottest teams in baseball. Both are 9-game win streaks. I think a 1-1. I'll take a split. I'm sure Atlanta will take a split. They're running away with the NL East. I don't see any team catching them. The Mets, or the mighty Mets, have fallen apart. I would love to see their record in the last couple weeks in August.
I think they're 4-16, something like that. I saw it the other day when they were 3-14, 3-15, something like that. So I think they've won 1 game since. So I want to say they're 4-16.
Yeah.
Now the Phillies aren't dead yet, and the reason why I say that is, look at Philadelphia's schedule. It is a joke. It is a joke down the stretch. The Braves still have a few decent teams left. They do have, I would say, somewhat of a favorable schedule, but it's not favorable when you line it up against the Phillies. I mean, they're playing nothing but like Rockies and Marlins. And I think they still have the Cubs, who are basically turned into a AAA squad at this point. So there's still a lot of pressure on Atlanta, because they know they cannot assume anything, because Philadelphia's about to run it. After Philly gets past Tampa Bay, it turns into a joke.
Yeah, they only have two more series against playoff teams, it looks like, Atlanta and Milwaukee. That's
right.
it.
Right. That final I think what Atlanta wants, they want to try to put this thing away before that final series in Atlanta. Well, second to final series in Atlanta versus Philadelphia. So that's what the Braves are looking at. With the Yankees, they're going to play Monday and Tuesday. We just gave you all the starting pitchers. They are off Wednesday, and then the Yankees do start a 4-game series on Thursday in Oakland. And you kind of preface this, that's a big series.
Yeah, no, I said it when we first started talking about this, when they were, I think, 5 games out. And I said that if they were within striking distance of Oakland going into that series, we'd be in a good situation. I mean, if you look at Oakland, too, against teams that are over 500, I had it up right here. They're only 28-38. So they're doing beating on teams that are under 500. Yeah. When you look at the Yankees lately, I mean, they're everything's clicking. The only one thing that's not clicking is their late game save situation. I mean, Chapman seemed to lost his magic that he's had at the beginning of the season. Green hasn't been doing that well. Obviously, Britton doesn't want that role anymore. Loisaga's doing well, but it seems like every time they have a 3-run lead, a 1-run lead, whatever, 2-run lead, they always give up 1 run. I think, against the Twins earlier, it was a 7-4. They gave up a home run. Against the Red Sox, it was, I think, 5-0, and they gave up 2 runs going into that. So that's the only thing that scares me looking at it from the Yankees' perspective.
Yeah, and look, Oakland's always a tough place to play too, because it's such a strange stadium. It's so cavernous, and the foul lines are huge. Mm-hmm. So it's usually a lower scoring affair, because these foul balls that usually end up in the stands turn into outs. And so that's a big thing. But looking at the pitching matchups for the Yankees and A's, you've got Taillon versus Caprillion. Caprilion's been really good this year. I've got him in several fantasy leagues. And then the next one is Manaea, who's starting to pitch really well, versus Cortez. And Saturday's tilt will be a 4:07 start. Garrett Cole versus Frankie Montas, who just had a really good game. And the final game on Sunday night, it is Sunday Night Baseball. I figured it would be. It's going to be Montgomery versus Blackburn. So Heal's not mentioned in any of these. Are they sending him back down to the minors, or are they just going to throw him in the bullpen?
Not that I've heard. I haven't heard.
Okay. So Blackburn, that game, they should have a decent chance of winning. I think if you just win two games in Oakland, you've done your job, right?
Yeah, I mean, in these 6 games, you're playing 2 teams that are obviously in the playoff hunt. Atlanta's one of the hottest teams, as I mentioned before. I'll take a 3-3. I mean, even that next series versus the Angels, I don't think that we ever do well out there. And they have players. I'm not sure if Ohtani is slated to start those games, but I mean, you have these 6 games coming up. I'll be happy 3-3. We have a 2.5 game lead on the wild card. 3-3 weeks should keep us on top of the wild card for now. But I mean, as a Yankee fan, I'm not just looking at the wild card. I'm looking at Tampa Bay. We end the season in a 3-game series in the Bronx with them. So if we could be within, so essentially we just have to make up 1 game going into that last series. If we could be within 3 games of them, we can possibly win out the division.
But the problem is, okay, the Rays will play the Phillies this week for 2 games. But then after that, they're going to get the Orioles again. They play 3 in Baltimore. It's probably going to lose ground on Tampa Bay this week, I would think.
Right.
Best case scenario, they're going to play one more game than Tampa. So definitely someone's going to gain, someone's going to lose. Mm-hmm. Best case scenario, you're 5 out on Monday, right? Because if Tampa splits Philly, and I think Tampa is going to have a hard time in Philadelphia because it's such a bandbox and their offense. And Nelson Cruz is got put on the COVID list. So and they were really, really sketchy on the details, so we don't know if he actually has COVID or if it's the contact tracing. So
Right.
he may be back by tomorrow, but I'm going to guess that he's not in the Philly series. And granted, it's in Philadelphia, so there was no DH anyways. He probably wouldn't be playing the field, but that takes a good bat off your bench to be able to hit in big spots.
Mhm.
But Philly does send Zach Wheeler to the mound on Wednesday. And I know he had a bad outing the other night, but all in all, Zach Wheeler is probably the favorite right now in the National League to win the Cy Young. So if they split in Philadelphia, Tampa, I think it's too much to ask every time to sweep an MLB team, but you got to be wanting to sweep Baltimore at this time of the season. Hell, they've lost 18 in a row, which is just insane. Baltimore, see who the hell does Baltimore play? Baltimore plays the Angels this week. They'll probably get healthy and get a win or two because Angels are terrible. But if you're the Rays, man, I think we have to look at this week is anything less than 4-1 is going to be a disappointment because you don't want to lose to the damn Orioles, period. Not in the middle of a pennant race. And if we can go 4-1 and the Yankees go 3-3,
you gain the game.
Right, exactly. And so
half a game.
We want to be clinching this baby before that final series that you keep referring to.
Or that Houston, the second to last series.
Right.
Because that's tough.
That is they've got the toughest stretch for the final week. That's for sure. But, at Houston and then at New York.
Toronto before that too.
Right. You want to have it, not necessarily, it's going to be hard to clinch it by then, but you want to have it where you only have to win a couple of games down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And the Yankees will finish up towards the end of this month. They're in Toronto as well that week, right before they play, or right after they play the Red Sox. So they don't necessarily have even if Toronto's out of it, Toronto's going to love playing spoiler because they have so much talent, such a good young team.
Right.
I know that you're heading back to school, so you won't be back next week. I'm going to see if we can figure out a way to do this show some other day, some other time, see if it works with everyone's schedule, because it would really be a shame down the stretch to let Timus off the hook here.
When's Labor Day's coming up, right?
Labor Day is 2 weeks from Monday. I will not be in town.
Okay.
I'm going to be in Nash Vegas. My wife would put a freaking bullet in my head if I tried to do a podcast during that whole debacle. You don't want me on air that weekend anyways, man. I'm going to be so hungover and jittery.
Looking at we were talking about the playing game. So there was one for the NL West in 2018, one for the NL Central in 2018, and then I'm surprised you didn't remember this. In 2013, there was a play-in game to see who would face the Indians in the wild card game, and that was won by your Tampa Bay Rays 5-2 against the Texas.
That was a play-in game?
So that was the one-game play-in game to see who would play against the Indians in the wild card game.
Okay, for some reason in my mind that was a wild card game. Okay, so it's all come. I still have good memory on certain things and other things that they kind of blend together. So I do remember now what the Cubs and Brewers is that one?
Milwaukee Brewers Cubs. Yep, to see who would win Central, and that same year it was the Dodgers Rockies to see who won the West. Dodgers won that. They ended up losing to the Red Sox in the World Series.
I don't remember the Dodgers Rockies one. I remember the Tampa Bay game you're saying. I just didn't remember it being a play-in. I was thinking that was a wild card, and I do remember the Brewers one, but that was only a few years ago, so that's probably why I remember it. So there's been 3 of them. I do think this is the last year of the wild card.
Can you tell me who the winning pitcher of that Tampa Bay game was?
If I was to guess, I'd say David Price, but
Yep.
Okay. That's what I thought, but those games kind of run together because we had a stretch there where we'd make the playoffs and then we'd be gone, and it just got really disheartening. And that whole crap with the rain out in the 08 series really pissed me off. I still think that had a lot to do with why the Phillies won that World Series. I'll never forget that game where David Price came in to clinch the series against the Red Sox, and he was a rookie. He came out of there and just pitched lights out, and you knew instantly this was going to be a dude. Now, I don't know if it's a dude I would have given over $200 million to, but
I love looking at stats, and I just found this one. I'm just looking up random stuff. So there was only one team that played a play-in game that ended up winning the World Series. It's the 1978 New York Yankees. They had a play-in game against the Boston Red Sox.
That was the Bucky Dent year. That was the year that Bucky Dent hit the home run.
Yep.
In 78, and and the cleanest way I can say it, that they still referred to him as Bucky Stinking Dent, just like Brett Boone with his home run.
Aaron Boone.
Was it Aaron? I always get Brett, Aaron.
Brett, the broadcast booth when it was going on. Remember? I remember that.
Oh, was it? Okay. Aaron Boone hit the home run. Brett Boone was the better of the two Boones for a little while. And then Aaron took over. Of course, Bob was the guy. Bob was the catcher, the dad.
Well, I don't think Aaron Boone was ever like a great player.
But he was solid, man. He was solid. Played for the Reds. I believe he played for a couple other teams, but he was solid. But I think he's the older, right? Isn't he the older?
Brett, I thought Brett Boone was older.
It's all the same dude in my head.
There's a lot of Boones.
What about Daniel Boone? I think he was the best of all the Boones.
Boone is 52. Aaron Boone is 48.
Aaron Boone is 48, and how old is Brett?
52.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what I said, but I was thinking Brett Boone was the older. Brett.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Okay. I get them all confused. Yeah. There's a lot of Boones, and they never played on a team that I cared that much for that I remember. So they really just run all together. I was like, all right, it's the Boones, like this Boone family. It wouldn't shock me to find out that Bob Boone's dad played baseball. He probably did. I don't know. What is your walk off for the day, sir?
No, I just want to thank you for having me on these last few weeks talking about baseball. It was fun. Almost forgot about it. Yeah, that's why I was a little late. No, but I'm looking forward to coming in as much as I can for college football, and hopefully we have we're going to be rooting for the same teams for that. So we'll be hopefully both happy on college football Saturdays.
We'll see if we can do some pop-ups of these. I have to get with Timus and see what his weekends look like. But I know that your school starts and you're essentially would only be able to do it on the weekend, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I'll see if we can figure that out, because we're coming down the stretch. It's kind of a shame to just scrap the whole project. But
yeah, we'll see what we could do. Even if I send maybe like, I don't know, some stuff. We'll see. We'll figure it out.
All right, brother. Will, it's great having you on, and we'll see for the first Dixie Football Nation that Angela's talking about. That will be Saturday, September 11th, because I'll be out of town on the 4th when the season starts. So unfortunately, I won't be able to do a live Dixie Football Nation for that. But the first live one will be on Saturday, September 11th, and then we'll be there starting at 8:30 Eastern every Saturday going forward. All right, brother. We'll have a great rest of your day, and go Braves. And if I can find the freaking the little sound bite that gets me out of here, we'll get out of here. Here we go.
The awkward silence.
Yeah, well, I got a brand new machine coming. I'm keep waiting for it to show up.
Ball.